unfortunately, 5 points deducted for Team B, but let's move on to the second question. So a couple more chances to gain some points. Now, second question, Lone Ranger Samuel. What is the name of the company that Warren Buffett heads? 8 seconds counting down.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. 10 points to Team B. Berkshire Hathaway, indeed. That is the company that Warren Buffett heads. All right. Now, question number 3, Lone Ranger. Which country signed a deal that is meant to pave the way for a revival of nuclear power in Italy?
I'll skip this.
Skip this? Well, maybe it's a pretty wise choice. The answer is France. All right, France is the country that signed a deal meant to pave the way for a revival of nuclear power in Italy. All right, we move on to the fourth question, Samuel. In the listing of shares, what is an IPO? 8 seconds counting down.
It's an initial public offering.
Well done, initial public offering it is. 10 points to Team B. Round of applause, great. All right, question number 5, Samuel. Now an abbreviation. What is the NYSE?
New York Stock Exchange.
New York Stock Exchange, indeed. That is the correct answer. 10 points as well. Well, Team B is now at 45 points. We still have 5 more questions. I hope you make it, all right? Now, question number 6, Lone Ranger Samuel. What is the Sri Lankan currency?
I'll skip this.
You'll skip this? All right, the answer is rupee, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's all right. Move on to the 7th question now, an abbreviation, of course, as well. Who are the PMETs, PMETs?
Professionals, managers, executives, and technicians.
Well done. That's the correct answer. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. 10 points to Team B. Now, the 8th question, Samuel. What is the main business of the listed company Wilmar? What is the main business of the listed company Wilmar? All right, unfortunately, 8 seconds is up. You do not skip the question. We'll have to take 5 points of that. Is that right? Okay. The correct answer, really, Wilmar, is in the business of commodities. All right, moving on to the second last question. Ladies and gentlemen, SPH, Yanlord, Unifiber, which one is not an ST index stock?
Yanlord.
Yanlord? I'm sorry, that's not the correct answer. 5 points taken off. Team B score. The correct answer is actually Unifiber. All right? So Unifiber is not an ST index stock, whereas Yanlord and SPH is. All right, the final question for Lone Ranger of Team B. It is, during the financial crisis, which financial institution took over Lehman Brothers?
Bank of America.
I'm sorry, that's not the right answer. The correct answer is actually Barclays and Nomura. Actually, Barclays AMD, Nomura. All right, so that's 5 points taken off for Team B. Thank you very much, Samuel, for being brave and volunteering yourself for Team B. Round of applause. The scores, as of now, it stands at 375 points for Team A. All right, round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, Team B stands at 45 points. Round of applause for encouragement as well to the respective contestants. All right, excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last segment, as I mentioned earlier, it is 15 minutes. Now, this is a case scenario with a question. Yeah, it will test your ability to present, your creativity, and also your ability to be pragmatic and to offer practical solutions. Now, this case scenario with a question will later on be flashed on the screen. And as a team, all right, you will be given 15 minutes, but of course, to do this, to brainstorm, to draft an executive summary, and then create a presentation on the flip chart that you see near to your counters, after which the flip charts and the presentation will be made to our panel of judges, all right? Of course, after 15 minutes, you will hand in your summaries, and each team will then be given 10 minutes to present their proposal with the use of the flip charts to our panel of judges. And of course, after your presentations, we will then take a short break for the judges to deliberate and review the answers, and we will commence thereafter with the announcement of the results, where we will find out the team that will be proceeding on to the finals, okay? Now, so very quickly, the judging criteria is as follows. Presentation skills stands at 20%, creativity at 30%, and feasibility and practicality at 50%. Now, in all, The best proposal will see themselves fetching an additional 300 points, okay? And the second best proposal will see themselves fetching an additional 250 points, all right? So, teams, if you're ready, okay, could we have the question, please? The questions for 15 minutes is, you are the owner of a CD/DVD store chain in Singapore. You recently received news of the impending closure of all Virgin megastores in the US, which has fallen victim to ailing demand and high prime location rent. What lessons can you learn, and what precautions will you take to ready yourself for similar challenges under the current economic conditions in Singapore? That is the case scenario for 15 minutes. All right, team.
But then of course it's going out.
The practicalities, but think long term. Think long term.
Like cost, right?
All right, teams, you now have 10 minutes remaining.
你做那个上面，那结果，我 lesson 呢？我讲是。我们可以讲 it's not much in Singapore for 这个 uptime prime location 啊，我们可以讲 not really applicable。你在摩沙还有什么？对啊，effective in Singapore
Because there are very few.
Yeah, correct. There are very few in Singapore. 我们 attack each of the role.
Now, the executive summaries will be handed over to the judges for them to review. And in the meantime, the teams can collect their thoughts and get ready to present a proposal in a very short while. Of course, the first to present will be Team A, yes, and in all fairness and transparency. Before they present, may I have Team B exit the hall for this period?
Okay, hi. My name is Benjamin. How many of you have actually read or heard about the story from Forrest Gump? Just show of hands. Well, life is like a box of chocolates, right? I'm sure when Virgin actually did open, they didn't know, or they didn't think that the crisis would hit them so badly and close down. The point I'd like to bring across during this presentation is this. Life is really like a box of chocolates. When we do open stores, or whatever ideas we do have, although it may seem feasible to us at this point in time, we never know what kind of market conditions might affect us. So I would like to say that do take the presentation with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, the dish might turn out better than what we would expect. Okay, first off, lessons learned actually from Virgin is that with the rise of piracy, the internet, P2P softwares, things that actually isn't quite what Virgin would expect, or things that actually would affect Virgin's business, is not really Virgin's control. Neither is it the people who created CDs. It isn't in their control. But as what Forrest did, he ran. Forrest ran and he overcame his difficulties, and despite his illness, he was able to play table tennis really well. Alright, next, location. Things like piracy, the location of stores. Location of stores, it is expensive, I agree, to open in our prime areas. Therefore, we'll show you how we intend to diversify in our presentation. Next up, we find that these stores, Virgin Megastores, although they might provide customers cheap discounts for their DVD purchases, but as with customers nowadays, they tend to be a little more fussy, and discounts are not always the way to go. Last but not least, rising costs. Although Singapore has dropped in housing rentals, I think, from the 4th place to 34th place recently, but that also means that although cost has dropped, a lot of businesses still still feel the pinch, especially when revenues are dropping.